Good day, and a very warm welcome to today's edition of Thailand News, this Tuesday, the 6th of May, 2025. As always, we take a clear and concise look at the key stories shaping the land of smiles, current, relevant, and straight to the point. Thailand's tourism slumps. Government declares crisis mode. Bangkok, 5th May 2025. Between the 1st of January and the 27th of April, Thailand recorded just 11.48 million international visitors, a meager increase of 0.12% compared to the same period last year. Tourism revenue stood at 565 billion baht. The primary source markets remain China, Malaysia, Russia, India, and South Korea. Tourism and Sports Minister Sorawong Thienthong described the situation as reaching a critical threshold and, in coordination with industry associations, activated crisis mode. Key measures under consideration include enhanced safety communications, potential reductions in aviation fuel tax, and the allocation of additional charter flight slots to help curb airfares. Concurrently, the Ministry of Finance revised its annual forecast down from 38.5 to 36.5 million. Arrivals, a clear warning that the government's 40 million visitor target is unlikely to be met without immediate intervention. Without swift action to address safety concerns, cost structures, and market diversification, the sector, which accounts for 20% of GDP, risks a further decline in demand. Stakeholders are urged to promptly adjust their revenue projections and capacity planning accordingly. British pensioner in Thailand disillusioned. Frozen pension shatters retirement dream. Christopher Lee left Wrexham in the year 2010 in search of sunshine, street food, and a slower pace of life in Thailand. But 15 years on, the retired banker is struggling financially. His UK state pension has been frozen since the day he arrived, while payments back home have risen by around 80%. I'd love to visit Wales again, but holidays are off the table. Most of life's little luxuries are gone, says Lee. He receives £137 a week, roughly 6,150 baht, thanks to a top-up from the old SERP scheme. Without it, he'd be left with just £97. Meanwhile, pensioners in the UK receive at least £176 weekly, and those on the full new pension get over £230. More than 450,000 British retirees living abroad, in countries like Thailand, Australia, and Canada, are in the same situation. Their pensions remain frozen and lose value year by year due to inflation. Lee calls the policy unjust and immoral. We paid in like everyone else. Why should our location matter more than our contributions? Although he receives a modest private pension, it barely covers basic expenses. Pensioner groups in Thailand have long campaigned for reform, but without success. The UK government refuses to change course, citing annual costs of more than £900 million. For Lee and thousands like him, the only hope is for policymakers to finally recognize the injustice. Because under Thailand's sunshine, retirement has become colder than ever imagined. TLS, your bridge abroad, in Thailand, and wherever you need us. ThaiLifeSolutions.com. United Kingdom, pensions, tax and cost of living in 2025, key developments, pension reforms, investment strategy. As part of the Mansion House Compact 2, the UK government will require pension funds to allocate 10% of their assets to private markets by 2030, with at least half of this invested domestically. The objective is to boost economic growth and improve long-term returns for savers. In parallel, 86 local authority pension schemes in England and Wales are set to be consolidated into so-called mega funds, unlocking up to £8 billion for investment. Tax adjustments. The personal tax allowance will remain frozen at £12,570 until 2028, meaning many pensioners could face new tax liabilities as pensions rise. From April 2025, the state pension will increase by 4.1%, bringing the annual payout to approximately £9,200 for those on the full rate. Cost of living and government support. With the cost of living continuing to rise, many retirees are increasingly relying on personal savings to maintain their standard of living. The Department for Work and Pensions, DWP, will continue to provide targeted support payments throughout 2025 to assist lower-income pensioners. Belgian man's visa revoked. The madness continues. This morning in Mochit, immigration officers revoked the visa of a Belgian national. The reason: persistent public disturbances and repeated incidents that have caused widespread concern. On the 27th of April, the man entered a supermarket on Soi Pattaya 16 along Pattaya Naklua Road in Bang Lamong District, Chonburi Province. After picking up a can of lemonade, which he initially intended to pay for at the checkout, he suddenly opened it and poured the contents over his own head. He then swept several bottles of wine off the shelves with both hands, smashing them one after another on the floor. Just 3 days later, on the 30th of April, the same man caused yet another disturbance in a different supermarket. At the back of the store, in an area usually considered calm, the situation nearly escalated, but the police intervened in time and managed to restrain him. Due to the repeated nature of these incidents, Mr. Mustafa, the man in question, was summoned by investigators and immigration authorities to the checkpoint in Chonburi Province. There, he was officially informed that his temporary residence permit had been revoked. He was then taken into custody for prosecution and deportation. Re-entry into the Kingdom of Thailand has been formally prohibited. Even the offer of compensation and the fact that the complainant held no personal grudge did not alter the outcome. The accused had repeatedly broken the law and behaved in a manner deemed to show disregard for Thai customs and cultural norms. Ongoing public disorder is considered a serious offense under the law, thus no further residence permit can be granted. Side by side, let's make the move. Abroad, together. On the ground, getting it. Right from day one, with TLS. Independent, efficient, honest. Ready when you are. Visit thailifesolutions.com. Thai pawn shops in high demand ahead of school term. Many parents are currently in urgent need of money for school uniforms and everyday necessities for their children and are turning to pawn shops across the country for help. With the new school year set to begin on the 16th of May, operators are bracing for a surge in demand. Municipal pawn shops in Nakhon Ratchasima have allocated 300 million baht and are further supporting families by offering low interest rates. We have enough cash for all our customers, stated Sirifan Kwana, manager of the second branch. Other provinces have also increased their reserves. A pawn shop in Yala now holds 100 million baht. Deputy Director Charonrat Lamrasamy expects demand to rise even further next week. The situation makes one thing clear: ahead of the school term, pawn shops remain an important, albeit limited, lifeline for many families. Vacation and work visas in Thailand. Since the beginning of May 2025, Thailand has been cracking down on the misuse of education visas, known officially as non-immigrant ed visas. Many foreigners, particularly from China but also some Western expats, have been using these visas to extend their stay without actually engaging in any study. On the 30th of April, the Ministry of Higher Education and the Immigration Bureau introduced a 5-point action plan to close this loophole. Firstly, every school or language institute must have its programs pre-approved by the ministry. Secondly, institutions are now obliged to submit regular attendance reports. Thirdly, unannounced inspections will be carried out. Fourthly, serious penalties will apply, including the revocation of a school's license in the case of violations. Fifthly, all data will be shared in real time with the Immigration Bureau, allowing immediate visa cancellations. One of the triggers for this action was a case in Chiang Mai, where more than 500 supposed students on ed visas were found not to be attending any classes at all. At the same time, a separate campaign titled Arrest, Fine, Deport is underway in the education sector. This targets foreign teachers working without a valid work visa. Those teaching on a tourist visa, along with the institutions employing them, now face fines ranging from 10,000 to 200,000 baht, potential imprisonment, and a ban on hiring foreign nationals for up to 3 years. The new rules are not aimed at discouraging genuine students, but rather at eliminating visa fraud. Anyone wishing to study or teach in Thailand must now provide complete documentation and comply fully with the regulations. Russian tourists hospitalized after eating wild fruit. In the southern Thai province of Surat Thani, a medical emergency unfolded on Sunday. 7 Russian tourists fell ill after consuming wild fruit in the Khao Nanai Luang Dharma Park in Phanom district. 5 of them had to be hospitalized. The Bantakun Phanom Rescue Foundation was notified of the incident at 1:33 in the afternoon. The affected tourists displayed clear symptoms. They were semi-conscious, complained of chest pain, and suffered from severe vomiting. 4 individuals were taken directly to Phanom Hospital. 2 were experiencing excessive salivation, while the other 2 were vomiting profusely. Another tourist was transferred to Bantakun Hospital with acute chest pain and persistent vomiting. According to the police, the group had arrived in the area in a chartered vehicle in Phang province. During their visit to the park, they had consumed ebony fruit, which led to serious health complications. Local health authorities have launched a toxicological investigation. 2 of the individuals were suffering from severe dehydration and remain under close observation in hospital. Conclusion: what was meant to be a relaxing day out turned into a nightmare for 7 tourists. Travelers in tropical regions are strongly advised to exercise extreme caution when it comes to consuming wild fruit. That's all from Thailand for today. Thank you for joining us. Stay curious, and we look forward to welcoming you back for the next edition of Thailand News.